Lake City police are working to figure out how a 12-year-old girl was shot and killed in her own home.
Officers have a teenager in custody for the death of a 12-year-old girl, and officers say they expect to make additional arrests. 14-year-old Jatorius Fluellen faces charges for the murder of Mariah Smith.
Just after 9 p.m. on August 24th, Lake City police were called to a home on Northwest Long Street for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would find an unresponsive young girl on the couch.
Lake City police have been knocking on doors trying to learn more information about the deadly shooting. Word travels fast through one Lake City neighborhood after a 12-year-old girl was shot Thursday night.
Residents talk, and it spread the word that it was a shooting over there, and who it was. My agenda was to go and see the parents, the grandmother.
Evelyn Leggett says she knows the victim's family and went over to console them when she heard what happened.
They good people too. That was uncalled for last night. And it's bad that they wait till night. Now they got brought on daylight to get bold and go and shoot up somebody's house and somebody lose their life.
Police are patrolling the neighborhood, hoping to learn new information about the shooting. Residents say this isn't the first one they've seen in the area.
We need to stop violence. Killing people ain't gonna stop, what's going on in the world.
Columbia County Schools released a statement sending their condolences to the family and say counselors will be on campuses to help grieving students and staff. At this time, it's unclear if the shooting was random or a targeted attack.
The victim was identified as 12-year-old Mariah Smith, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after succumbing to a gunshot wound. First aid was rendered by officers and emergency medical services, but it was too late. Mariah was reportedly sitting on a couch in her home, watching television and doing homework when the house was struck by a hail of bullets. Not long after, officers with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office secured the area, and the crime scene was processed by investigators with the Police Department, Sheriff's Office, and Florida Department of Law Enforcement. LCPD said that during the investigation, a number of leads were followed, including the questioning of family, friends, and possible witnesses, leading authorities to a suspect. LCPD says they know the suspect is involved in the case, but aren't sure of his role, stating that it was unclear if the suspect was the actual shooter in the case. The suspect was subsequently arrested following an interview with police. Concerns over recent gun violence in Lake City finally prompted Columbia High School to install metal detectors. Officials made that call after two armed teens attempted to hop fences into a football game, resulting in a change of venue for the last 3 quarters of the game.
This is a very tragic situation. A 12-year-old girl is dead after this shooting last night here in Lake City on Northwest Long Street. And there are very few details that we have been able to get from the Lake City Police Department other than the police report that was sent out around 8:18 this morning. But right now, again, Lake City Police say that 12-year-old little girl was sitting on the couch and she was killed by gunshots that were fired into this home right here on Northwest Long Street in Lake City. And you can see that there are markers for numerous bullet holes that have riddled the face and the front of this home. Now, some more of the details that we've gotten from Lake City Police Department is that when officers and EMS got to the scene, they did administer first aid to that 12-year-old little girl who was the victim here, but unfortunately she did die from her injuries. There were numerous agencies that responded last night, including Columbia County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the Lake City Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division, and investigators from the State Attorney's Office. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office Victims Advocate has also responded to assist the family. I spoke with some of them. They are sitting right across the street at a home and they are grieving. They say they miss their little girl, they miss their niece. Now, the Lake City Police Department is asking anyone with information that could aid their investigation to call them at 386-752-4343. Now, right now, we don't know and we have not been able to confirm the nature of the shooting, if there is foul play involved or if this was a stray bullet that killed this little girl from a shooting nearby. And again, as we take a look at the front of this home, there are numerous bullet holes in this home, and one of them, or however many of them, hit this little girl and she has died. Now, we are going to be here in the area trying to speak with family and trying to get more details, and we will have updates this evening coming up on Action News Jax at 4 and 5. But again, a very tragic situation, a lot of mourning and a lot of grieving going on by the family, understandably, here in Lake City on Northwest Long Street after a little girl was killed after sitting on the couch last night around 9 o'clock.
Lake City police will quickly announce the arrest of 14-year-old Jatarius Rashad Fluland II, who is being charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder in connection with the case. Police also said that more arrests are expected, and anyone with additional information is encouraged to come forward. The case remains ongoing.